Hi, I'm Amber from Influence Updates on TikTok and Instagram, and tonight I'm going to be doing a live Q&A where I've got everybody to send in me questions they want answered, and I'm going to get through all of them. That is what I did last week, and that is what I'm going to do this week, so buckle up. And it will be on YouTube after this if you want to click on the certain questions and go to that section. Also, if you follow me on YouTube or watch the YouTube replay, which you might be watching now because this will be on YouTube, please subscribe. I only need 50 more subscribers to hit 1,000. And yeah, that would be so helpful. Thank you so much. So the first question, is Mik Testa still engaged? Yes, she is. So she's been fighting with Karina Kopf, and she mentioned that she is still with her fiance, can't remember his name, Max. And yeah, they plan to relocate to America eventually. So Michaela has always had a bit of a thing for America, and she has wanted to live there in the past but couldn't because of visa issues and things. So yes, they are still engaged. What do you think Tammy Hembrow's new big project is? Well, I'm guessing this is her selfish supplements project that she's been working on with her sisters Amy and Emily. So they've been working on it for a very long time. If you watch Tammy's What I Eat in a Day videos, she drinks a blue drink in the morning, and that is one of her selfish supplement drinks. It's like a algae and greens drink, I think it is. So yeah, I'd say that is her new big project, unless I'm missing something and she's got another big project coming up, which I don't know what that would be. And surely that's enough of a big project. I can imagine it would be huge. Are Tammy and Matt in a good place? Well, it doesn't seem so this week. So there's been a few cracks showing this week in that Tammy has unfollowed Matt again. So she used to do the same with Matt Poole whenever they were having a fight. That is what she would do, is unfollow him on social media. So my theory is, now this is just my theory, my personal opinion based on what I'm seeing. I don't know them personally, obviously. But my theory is that Tammy is very successful, right? And she is in control of every aspect of her life. She's in control of her businesses, her children, her house, herself, like her fitness and everything. And she does everything incredibly well. And she needs a partner who's going to come in and let her control everything, including him. And he just needs to love her basically. And Matt Zukowski, he does that very well. He just glorifies Tammy, and that is fantastic. And normally he goes with the flow and does what she wants to do or tells him to do. Not in a bad way. This is working really well, their relationship. I think it's a good thing for both of them. But every now and then he mucks up and doesn't listen to what he's been told to do. So he recently went to Melbourne for a boys' weekend, and I'm guessing that maybe there's boundaries with him having to contact her when he gets home from a big night out or something because of that previous incident a year ago when he was texting another girl. So I'd say that there's some sort of boundary there, and maybe he broke that boundary and that's why she unfollowed him. This is just my personal theory, but that seems to all add up in my head. And yeah, I think that as punishment and to embarrass him a little bit and to put him back into line, she unfollows him. Kind of like how Molly May, when she broke up with Tommy recently, the UK influencers, she said that she had to post their breakup on Instagram because otherwise he wasn't going to take it seriously. So I feel like this is the same sort of thing. Tammy's posting it on Instagram, so Matt knows that she's serious, she's really mad, and he needs to grovel and be good again and get back on her good side. That's my theory. I'm not a psychologist, but I may as well be. Jokes. Someone here saying that I nailed it. Someone saying that she can't control him because he's a narcissist. Okay. Someone saying that, yeah, she's already refollowing him. Yes, that's correct. She only unfollowed him for a few hours. What else are people saying? Imagine unfollowing your husband. Yeah, if my husband unfollowed me, I would be furious because it would be very out of character, but These people are saying that they really don't think it works well. Married, committed people don't behave like petulant high schoolers. Well, yeah, that aspect probably doesn't work well. And Matt won't ever let her control him. It's very immature, petty. She married him, he got what he wanted. Now he's won the prize. Yeah, exactly. He's won the prize. Okay, next question. Theories on what happened between Callum and Sasha. Well, I think he got back with his ex. So since Callum from Love Island and also from I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, since he broke up with Sasha Morpeth, he has been spotted kissing his ex, Shani, and walking her dog. So I believe that is why they broke up. That, yeah, I think he broke up with Shani to be with Sasha, and then he's broken up with Sasha to be back with Shani. So, yeah, bit of a red flag, that guy, in his dating life. But he did announce today that there's something with him and Skye Whealey that's coming soon. So people are guessing a podcast. I can't imagine those two having a podcast. It would be absolute chaos, but it would be very entertaining. So, yeah, watch this space with that one. Someone's asking if Callum's still friends with Jordan because Jordan used to date Sasha. I think they probably are. I think guys just don't care about that sort of thing the way girls do. Any update on Emma Claire? So, no. Emma Claire is the influencer that she was very popular, and then she launched a podcast and was laughing about accidentally killing 2 cats in her childhood years. She has since gone on to have 2 children, and there is no update on her. She has asked me not to speak about her anymore on my channel because she's not an influencer, and I think that that's totally fair. Like, we don't need to know about her anymore. What happened with Georgia Love and Lee Elliot? I don't know. I mean, the only theory I've heard is that Georgia didn't want to have children and Lee did, but I don't know if that's true or not. That's just the rumor, you know? It's this person saying they used to love Emma Claire's content. Yeah, so did I. I like that she was really unique. Like, she wasn't just the same cookie cutter influencer as everyone else. There was always a bit of drama happening with her too, which was entertaining. Any updates on Zana Pelly and her husband? No updates. So I posted a few weeks ago, I did a segment on my live that she and her husband had split because the rumours were that she had been cheating on him. But yeah, I haven't heard anything since then, sorry. Hideaway's latest PR stunt, text messaging on Kiwis. Yes, so Hideaway, which is owned by Ashy Bines and her husband, they sent out a text message last night to their Kiwi followers saying they were using like all this offensive Kiwi slang sort of thing, saying they've released their perfumes into New Zealand, but the way they were using the slang, I don't have the text message here, so I can't read it, but yeah, I have posted it to my subscribers. The way they wrote it offended all of their Kiwi followers, basically. So yeah, it was very poor marketing. They do have a very large portion of Kiwi staff, so I'm not sure how this would have been approved by all of those people to go out, and then it's offended so many people. So it's very weird that this has happened. Of course, Ashy Bines being the face of the brand, she is copying all the hate over it, even though she probably had nothing to do with it. But yeah, it's really poor marketing. And yeah, it's really sad because she would have a lot of Kiwi followers. And it's very sad for them that they are upset by this. Oh, sorry, there's lots of people asking about Tammy and Matt, but I've already addressed that. What's happening with Reece Hawkins? So I looked at his bio just a few days ago and he's got another brand listed in there. So it's like he's always launching businesses or maybe partnering with people to launch businesses and things, and then they just close down and then he launches another one. So I don't know what's going on there, but he's still living in Bali. And that's about all I know about him at the moment. This person's saying that the text from Hideaway, Ashy Bines' brand, pretty much said Kiwis smell, so use her product. Oh, okay, that's probably the bit that was offensive. I hadn't thought about it like that. That is a really good point. Any updates on Denny? No, I haven't heard about Denny in such a long time now. Yeah, sorry, don't have anything there. What's your prediction on how Anna Paul will respond to Michaela drama? Oh, I honestly don't know. I think that, well, her first response was just to sort of address nothing and hope that it would blow over, I suppose, and then she just kept posting like normal. But now she's gone offline again, and Michaela's got part 2 of her 8.5-hour documentary, I suppose, coming tomorrow to YouTube. What is Anna Paul going to do? I just don't know. What do other people think? Nobody's saying yet. We'll come back to that one. Favorite up-and-coming influencers? Honestly, none of them, because I think that being my age, 36, and my account, it really focuses on the influencers that I've grown up with and that most of you viewers have grown up with as well. So the likes of, you know, Shani Grimmond and Tahlia Skaines, Sarah's Day, like I like to focus on those ones. And I think that that is definitely a gap in the market of influencer updates, is that I don't cover like all the Gen Z TikTok influencers so much. There is a new TikTok show that's come out. It's called like Australian house or something. Oh, I should really know what it's called. And it started yesterday, and like a whole heap of TikTokers have all moved into this house, like Australian content house, and they're all going to like create content and stuff. So I think that's very cool. It's a very cool concept, but yeah, in terms of would I follow them, probably not, because yeah, I haven't grown up with them. Speaking of influencers I've grown up with, Brittney Saunders, she announced today on her live, just discreetly announced that her new book has been released for pre-order. So it's on booktopia.com.au. I, of course, ordered one straight away, and it comes out in May. And it's weird because it looks like a business book with the title. I think it's called Big Business or something, or that's her podcast. But yeah, it looks like a business book, but then it says on it that it's not a business book. So it might be a bit like Tammy Hembrow's book, where it's kind of like bit businessy, bit personal. So yeah, I'll be interested to read that, but mainly I just wanted to own it. Why is Tahlia selling Casa Suu? Well, nobody seems to know, but it is for sale for $2 million US. So, I mean, that would be tempting to sell no matter what your situation was, because that's a lot of money that they can then bankroll new projects. So I listened to Outspoken podcast, and they said that she's moved back to Australia to do some renovating of a house on the Gold Coast. So yeah, maybe they just sort of thought, well, it'd free up their lifestyle if they had the $2 million US and they could just go to the Gold Coast for a bit. Like, what's the point of having the house there empty if they're not even there? I don't think that there's drama to it if everyone is thinking that. I don't know. What are your thoughts on Fidan? Do you receive much commentary about her? Every now and then I do. When I do updates about her, I do get a lot of positive feedback. Like, people are like, oh, I love Fidan. I don't know. I do like Fidan. I like that. I think I said last week, I like that she's unique, and yeah, it's different to the normal content that I would watch from influencers, but I also am starting to find it a bit repetitive. Like, there's only so many salads I can see be made and so many platters, but yeah, I do like when people update me on like the things that are happening in her life, and I don't have to watch all the videos, and people will tell me the juicy bits, and sometimes that's what I'll put on influencer updates. Also, thank you to all the people who subscribed in the last week. I did the blind items, and of course subscribers get the answers, and they also get my daily updates for a month, because it's $4.99 a month, and if you don't like it, you can always cancel, but most people do tend to stay. I've got a very good retention rate. There's about 3,000 people that subscribe to the daily updates, and yeah, it just makes your life easy because I put all the good stuff in one little spot for you each day. Okay, I haven't seen anything more about Keiara Moore selling her house. Is it true? She actually messaged me about this because I mentioned it last week on my live, and she said, you know, it's fine to leave it up and everything, but she doesn't want to talk about it because of like the safety of her children. So that's all I'm going to say about that, because I do respect that, and that makes total sense why she's not posting about it online. I won't address that because it's a bit sad. Here's another person asking about the Hideaway text. Has Anna Paul faced backlash from her fatphobic comments? Is this her downfall? I don't think the fatphobic comments are the biggest reason for her downfall. I think that it's just everything altogether, like that she acts so nice online and then people are seeing a completely different side to her. I think that that's really taken people by surprise. But I do think that the bullying at the F1, that's really made me a bit sad, because again, Outspoken podcast, they did an episode on people were seeing her at the Formula One, and last year they were seeing her and they're like, oh my God, Anna Paul, like how exciting. Whereas this year they're filming themselves seeing her and they're like, oh, I feel broke, and like, you know, mocking her and stuff. And I think that that's really awful that she would go somewhere and people would film her and mock her. And then Outspoken were also saying that like Addis Paul probably didn't go because he's probably fearful for his life after the allegations that have been made about him. And at this point, they are allegations, so, you know, think what you want. But it's really sad that anybody would fear for their life because of social media. So, yeah, I think that that's pretty horrific that that's blown up to that sort of proportion for them. But at the same time, I know that what Addis did is very wrong, or allegedly did is very wrong. Okay, this person's saying that they are over Victoria Devine and her entitled behaviour. Is anyone else? Well, yeah, this week Victoria Devine posted that she parked in a reserved car park, so a car dealership owned the car park, and she parked in it. They got annoyed and blocked her in by parking in front of her, and then when she tried to leave, they wouldn't let her out and said, oh, well, you shouldn't have parked there. And she was really mad at them. She was putting the company on blast on her social media, And yeah, everybody found that very entitled, like she'd done the wrong thing. And she was admitting that in the video. But, yeah, I don't know. Victoria Devine does not like me. I've only ever had 3 interactions with her online and all of them have been negative. I've never met her in real life, but, yeah, she's not my favourite person, that's for sure. And I find that like all of her content is ads. She talks about Marley Spoon every single day. And I'm like, why do people watch that every day? It blows my mind. But yeah, at the same time, I think that there's a lot of interesting stuff going on with her. She's a very good character in the influencer world, is what I like to say. I say that about Ashy Bines as well. What does Shani Grimmond do for work? She hardly posts content. Well, she does post content on TikTok and she does do sponsored content on TikTok. So I'd say that is one source of income. She also has her bikini brand called Silk Swim, which I've never heard of anybody buying, but who knows, like maybe she sells a lot to America or something. But yeah, she very much acts and portrays online that Silk Swim is her main source of income. And yeah, that's why she's just sort of enjoying the private life. She doesn't sort of have to share everything anymore to make her money. Sorry, I'll just catch up on these. This person's saying, what is it that people like about Fidan? I think that they just like that she's rich, but like still a bit relatable. Like she's not rich like an influencer that flaunts all their stuff because she's not promoting it. I suppose that's why. Like she's not doing brand deals to promote all these expensive things. And it's just like a bit of an escapism sort of thing. And at the same time, like her cooking videos, they are more realistic and people can relate to that. Yeah, I guess maybe that's the appeal. The subs feature on here is iconic. Yeah, I do agree that the Instagram subscription feature is a bit iconic. There's nothing else really like it. It is not quite seamless, but it is getting better. Like over the two and a bit years, I think it is, 1 and a bit years that I've been doing it, there's been a lot of changes. I feel like it's changing most weeks. And so it's good that they're working on it. There's still a lot of glitches with it, but you know, it's pretty good. They do take a 40% cut though, or 30%. They take a 30% cut. And then with the exchange rate, I lose another 10% of the income. What else? Oh, yesterday Victoria Devine was sitting on an aeroplane with her shoes on the seat. Yeah, that is a bit ick to me. How cool that Remy by Riley and Jazz Handmade are in Dubai. Yeah, so they've got a collaboration that's coming out on the 31st of March. They have shown some sneak peeks. It is a swimwear collaboration with like jewels, like shells and stuff on it. It does look really luxe and nice. And yeah, they've taken their staff to Dubai to do like a launch of that. So it looks very fun. It's very fun to follow along as well. This person is saying Holly Boorman wore white to shoot a wedding for her new content business. Okay, so Holly Boorman must film content for people's weddings and she wore white. Well, okay, I think that she definitely would have consulted with the couple prior to wearing that. She would have consulted with them prior to wearing anything. I know that like when I got married, the celebrant said to me, is there anything in particular you do or don't want me to wear? And that's a very common question with wedding staff. So I'm sure that was all part of the colour scheme. Do you know what is going on with House of Harvee? She posted in tears yesterday. I don't know what's going on, but she has unfollowed her husband on Instagram. So she's either doing a Tammy Hembrow and punishing him for a little bit, or they have split. I think the latter. I think that they have split. Lots more people asking about the Hideaway text. This person's asking, which influencers do you find authentic and genuine and vice versa? So I said last week that I don't think that any of the influencers I talk about on this channel are authentic because their life is content. They can't be authentic when their whole life is kind of like acting in a way. But I do feel like Brittney Saunders would be a good answer to that, in that I feel like she is very open on social media and doesn't try and hide things or sugarcoat things. So I think that that would be my answer, Brittney Saunders. Are Nat and Ashy Bines not friends anymore? Ashy seems to have fallen out with a few people. Yes, that's right. They are no longer friends, so Nat no longer follows Ashy on Instagram. It's always a sure sign that someone isn't friends anymore. She also recently went out for a meal or drinks with Sammy Leo and Keiara maybe, and maybe Grady as well. So yeah, she's definitely on that side of Ashy Bines' friendship group, I suppose. Can you reveal a couple of secrets from the past week? Well, I only posted 8. It took me all day basically to post those 8 because I've got to sort through a lot. I've got to pick out the ones that aren't going to get me like in court. And I also want to pick the ones that I definitely think have an element of truth to them, like aren't just completely made up. But if you want to know the answers, you can always DM me if you really desperately want to know one, or you can just subscribe. So it's $4.99 and you get all the answers plus all the answers to the 2024 blind items as well. A lot of people asking about Tammy and Matt again. What do you think happened with the Mums Edit girls? I think that there was a fallout. Yeah, so there used to be this podcast. I don't know if it was called the Mums Edit. It was also had, one of the trio of podcasters was Lily, I think her name is. She owns Summer Skin, who Georgie Stevenson and Cooper, they are also co-owners of that brand. So she was one of the co-hosts, and all of a sudden they announced that they're not going to be running the account anymore, and the podcast finished up last year. And they did separate announcements, so everybody's thinking there was some sort of beef. I'm pretty sure they're all cousins or something as well. I definitely think something's gone on, because there was like one announcement and then the other two announced a little bit later. So yeah, they've very much kept that offline, but I definitely think something's gone on there. This person's asking, did Kayla Boyd fall out with her friends? Well, I don't know who Kayla Boyd is, but I was sent a lot of stuff about this, and yes, she's definitely fallen out with her friends. Like her and these other two friends, they were all posting, big slabs of text, like all cryptic messages, no names mentioned, and they were all clearly about each other because they were all posting it at the same time, and they appear to not be friends anymore. Jessika Power's GoFundMe, why is no one talking about it? I am talking about it. I've posted it on my subs, but yeah, she only raised $20 to get her dog home from Europe. I think that people are just a little bit surprised that Jessika is doing this, because she has famously bragged about how much money she makes on OnlyFans and how much money she spends each month. She also shared a GoFundMe about 6 months ago to raise money for her dad's funeral, which surprised everybody. And yeah, I can see that's why she's only raised $20 to get her dog home from Europe. She also hasn't shared it very much, but you would think that being a very followed person, even one share would get quite a few people donating, but no, nobody did. Well, one person did. What is going on with Sam Guggenheimer and Izzy Armitage? So I think I was asked this last week and I said I don't know, but Izzy is moving to the UK. So the girls have been doing solo podcast episodes pretty much the whole of this year. There might have been one or two that were joint. But yeah, Izzy's moving to the UK really, really, really soon. And I think I'm wondering if maybe there's a little bit of, not resentment, but more like Sam's moving to the UK. Sam Guggenheimer is moving to the UK, not Izzy. And maybe Izzy's feeling like Sam is leaving her. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're both such a joint duo. Like, they go to all the events together. They have their podcast together. And now Izzy's like, what? I can't believe you would leave me. That's my only theory. And I've noticed that she's now befriended Cairo, who used to date Ned Lester, and then like Ned Lester was seen sort of overseas with Sam Guggenheimer, and they were like close to each other, but they deny much went on. They were also in like a nightclub in Sorrento together, and they denied something went on. But yeah, I'm thinking Izzy is now feeling like Sam's going and she's got to befriend all the other Melbourne influencers again. So that'll be like Cairo. She's been commenting on Sophie Dofa's stuff, even though Sophie Dofa lives on the Central Coast now. She is probably also befriending, like Molly Cook and the likes. So I'd say that's what's going on. That's just my guess. Let's see if anyone else has got a theory. No. Do you think that our dearest Sophie Guidolin had a facelift recently, or just really bad editing? Well, yeah, there was that really bad editing glitch where she looked like she had like an alien face, because her face shape was like bigger at the top and smaller at the bottom. So it could be a mix of both, honestly. Maybe she has had surgery. That would explain why she's gone offline for a while. She says it's because she's been in Europe with her family. She did notoriously post a video this week of herself fitting into the same skirt as her 9-year-old daughters. And her 2 9-year-old daughters were behind her wearing the skirt. She bought 3 of them. And then she was in the foreground trying on the skirt for the camera. And that to me is just so inappropriate. Like, I feel like you should not be modeling that behavior to your 9-year-old children, that you would film yourself getting dressed to post publicly. And then also she was saying, we're a trio now, like we've all got the same size skirt on. And I sort of thought, well, what happens if they get bigger? Like, are they going to not be your trio anymore? I don't know. It just really freaked me out that she posted that. And yeah, I don't know. I don't like content with children in it. So I feel like that was just a bit of an ick for me. What else have we got? if you could chat one-on-one with any influencer to ask them anything, what would it, or who would it be? I would say that Georgie Stevenson is probably the influencer I would like to have dinner with, let's say. I just find her so interesting. I love her podcast. I could just listen to her talk all day. And sometimes I feel like I have questions in my head and then I listen to her podcast and she answers it and I'm like, wow, she just has all the answers. I just find her very, very good at what she does. Is Kate Szep dating someone different? No. So she has a fiance who is in jail. I don't believe she's dating somebody different. Can Tammy Hembrow ever not pose? Does she ever wear a bra? No and no. So everything she does online, she has to sell her body. Like, her body is her business. So that is why she is always posing, like tensing up and posing. And no, she doesn't wear a bra. So she's just got new implants in the last maybe 6 months before her wedding. So I guess if she doesn't need to, doesn't want to, she doesn't have to. Has blue-eyed Kayla Jade responded to claim she has 2 kids? No, she hasn't responded, but yes, it is definitely 100% true. I mean, she's said it before, but she hasn't responded to the recent claims because it is definitely true. Did Cleo Harper drop Sophie Guidolin? No. So I believe she was not promoting them recently, but she was wearing their stuff recently and that confused a few people, but I don't believe she's an ambassador for the brand anymore. And I don't know if they dropped her. I don't know. Sophie Guidolin claims that when everything happened with her baby Pixie, she decided to like rein back her work a bit and part ways with lots of brands. So who knows what the real story is there. What do you think happened between Paul Versace and Olivia Molly Rogers? They are no longer friends. I think I spoke about this last week as well, but yeah, I just don't know. I mean, again, outspoken in the podcast, I talk about them a lot. They mentioned that maybe Paul Versace is friends with Morgan Waterhouse and he's like taken sides of the couple. I mean, not that they're a couple anymore, but they broke up quite a while ago and maybe he's now friends with Morgan Waterhouse more than Olivia Molly Rogers. But yeah, I don't know. And Olivia Molly Rogers is very, very good at staying... Can you please break down Mik Testa's 2.5-hour video? Yes, I have already done that. It is on my page and it is public, so anybody can read it. I think I'm actually going to do a TikTok video talking about it as well because I think that would pop off. I like saying pop off because it's funny. Do you think Georgie Stevenson tries too hard to flaunt material items? No, I don't think she's trying too hard to flaunt them. I think that that is part of her brand. So her brand is to be aspirational and get people to do her courses to achieve what she's achieved. And I have been following her since back in the day when she lived with Tim and this girl called Mickey, and they had an apartment and they were doing law school. And I think that's why I like her so much, because I have seen that journey from a uni student all the way through to what she is now. And it's just been so cool to follow along. But yeah, that's just all part of her branding, and I actually like it. Like, it's the same with Roxy Jasenko. I like that she's just unapologetically rich and doesn't try to pretend that she's not. Because so many influencers, they are just like so hush about money and won't talk about anything. So yeah, I really like that she sends out emails listing her whole property portfolio value and addresses and everything. Yeah, basically addresses. I think she said suburbs and states, but yeah, I like it. Annie Knight engagement confused. I don't know who Annie Knight is, sorry. What else are people saying? Oh yeah, Jessika Power was the victim of domestic violence this week. She had a big black eye. Yeah, so she has said that somebody who she is never going to speak to again is the person that did it, but it wasn't her recent ex-boyfriend Ryan. So we don't know who did it. She is still following her brother, because some people were saying maybe it was her brother. And I was like, I don't know about that, but I checked and she's still following him. So I think that means it's not him, but we don't know who. But yeah, that's horrible. And she said it's the 3rd time she's suffered from domestic violence. So it's really sad for her. What else are people saying? Oh, Indy Clinton's nose job. There is so much hate. Yeah, I mean, this is why she didn't want to share, I suppose. Well, one of the reasons, because everybody's hating on a new nose job. It does look very strange, I suppose. Like, you can see right up her nostrils on one side, but apparently there's still a lot of swelling and it will go down and it will look amazing. But the majority of the public thinks that she already had a really nice nose to start with and that she shouldn't have messed with her face. But she did what she did, and hopefully she will love it, because that's all that really matters, isn't it? was Sophie Guidolin's voice edited in that video? It sounded really childlike. No, I don't think it was edited. I think that she just does have voices that she puts on for social media. What else? Have you mentioned Sarah's day icky reels about buying a new car? So again, I don't find these icky. Like, I love that she is a rich person and she's sharing her rich person experiences. Like, this is what rich people do. They go and trial rich, expensive cars that we would never be able to afford. And yeah, I find it like just a form of escapism. I think, oh wow, wouldn't that be nice? And I really find her funny. Like, I found her first video very funny, just like some of the things she was pointing out. But yeah, she does get a lot of hate and people are convinced that they're sponsored. She has very, very clearly said that these car trials are not sponsored. But to me, I'm thinking maybe it's gifted. Like, if she's going to be gifted a car for 6 months, maybe that's not sponsored. Do you know what I mean? Because there's got to be something in it for Sarah. Like, I just don't think she would be putting all this effort into a series that is not monetized. Oh, everyone's talking about blue-eyed Kayla Jades. I did a YouTube video, a live. I did it a few weeks ago. So if you go to my YouTube channel, you can watch that. There is not much information on Kayla Jade and her 2 kids. Nobody needs to know who they are or what they look like or anything, but she does have 2 kids. Simple as that. No, they are not cats either. They are actual children. I have seen a photo of them. I don't need to see a photo of them. I've deleted the photo of them because I don't need to know what they look like. Yep, and final question. Do you think Ruby Tuesday Matthews cut her hair short because she's on Ozempic? Hair loss is a side effect. Absolutely not. Ruby Tuesday Matthews is not on Ozempic. She has been not very open with her weight, but she's been open enough. She doesn't need to be open at all, but she's been open with her weight over the years and clearly said that, you know, she loses weight when she's stressed, and she's always had a very slight frame. Like, I definitely don't think she's on Ozempic or lost hair. She's got very thick hair, in fact. Okay, and this is how I see the questions, by the way. I don't want to give anyone's names away, but just in case anyone was wondering what I was reading this whole video. And that is enough from me. So I am going to upload this to YouTube now and go to the air show again tomorrow probably. So I will see you all next week. Bye.